Hello, Libra. Welcome to your weekly reading for August 11th to the 17th. Libra Nation, I missed you. This is for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's get to it. Talk about things have been a little bit bonkers, okay? But the good news is we're past the most challenging aspects of the month. As you know, they were Venus square Saturn and Neptune, the first weekend of August, and listen, Mars is in your sign. I hope you saw your August forecast. And so we're also past Mars in your sign opposite Saturn and Neptune. And that was over the full moon that just happened over the weekend, right? On the 8th, on August 8th, August 9th. So you're probably still feeling some impact of that. But remember, that air trine with Mars in your sign and Uranus in Gemini, Pluto in Aquarius, okay? Golden air trine, that's still locked in. You're still, it's going to be waning this week, but you're still feeling that. You're probably feeling very cerebral. Yeah. Anyway, I talk more about it in your monthly forecast. And the other thing is that I am still filming this. I think a lot of y'all know last week was the first week. The 3 years I've launched this channel that I missed your forecast. I wasn't able to do your forecast. I think a lot of y'all know about what's been going on with me. If not, I'm calling it my Uranus on my ascendant vortex, and you throw in Mercury retrograde on top of that. It's been quite, I didn't have a July. And Uranus came from my mind. It came for my body. I'm still in physical therapy. All this is in, my live streams. My dog is still in physical therapy. And so thank you so much for being patient with me. And thank you so much for all your kind words, comments, and support. There's a lot that, and Uranus came from my spirit, but didn't get it. Okay. So, I'm getting used to Uranus on my ascendant. Remember, this is going to be years long for me. So I'm just like, all right. But it's always like the initial ingress that you feel the strongest. And FYI, I am filming this while Mercury is still retrograde. And this is also why, Uranus came from my computer. And so my computer's broken. I'm waiting for the new computer. It was delayed, Mercury retrograde. So hopefully it comes today, but this is why you may see me looking up. I have to use this smaller laptop. Anyway, let's get right in. Oh, and then remember last week I did, because I didn't have time to do all 12 forecasts, the bonus forecast for all 12 signs. So that's about 20 hours a week that I spend on these forecasts, but I just didn't have the time because I had so much other things happening. But I didn't want to leave you hanging, and I have those other, I brought in those guest astrologers, S.J. Anderson and Christian Klausner. And so I'll leave those videos at the end of the video, because those aspects that we talked about, it's still a storyline playing out for y'all. All right. So take a look at that. But the main thing is that we are still in Leo season. So Libra, I'm not even joking. Like, I look at what's going on for y'all. Y'all may be just really popular right now. I mean, remember, Leo rules your 11th house, and that's just very social for you. Y'all are so social. You're ruled by Venus. Venus loves being social, right? So connecting with others in some capacity, but in this larger scale, it's very possible. 11th house is also social media. So you could be doing a lot on social media. 11th house is the masses. So whoa, like, we're talking global scale here, but it's really great. It's your future hopes, wishes, long-term goals, dreams. It's your support network, your community, your BFFs, your squad. So just remember, we are still... Oh, and by the way, look, I got a bigger whiteboard. Yeah, so you can read it a little bit. That. So anyway, just remember that full moon. I dropped these forecasts a little bit before the week begins. You may be approaching the full moon with Mars opposite Saturn and Neptune, with Mars sextile Uranus, with Mars trine Pluto, with all this martial energy in your sign. Libra, it's a big weekend for you. And if you're watching this after, the weekend on, August 9th, when we have that full moon, yeah, you're still feeling it, okay? We're still under the umbrella of that full moon. And I talked about in your monthly forecast, and again, with S.J. Anderson in that special video that we did for all 12 signs. All right, now, the other thing I just want to tell you is that, this is the luckiest week of the month. Look, you got the V. And I'm going to listen. When I say your life is going to change, Libra, we'll get into it. We'll get into it. It's not just, and I'm going to tell you some things I didn't tell you in your monthly forecast about this conjunction. And I'm also going to tell you about the fact that Juno, your asteroid, Zeus's wife, and Venus and the North Node, they're all activated this week. You cannot make this up. This is a week where you're going to see a lot of destined events happen in relationships, love, and career, and so many things for you. Okay. So just keep that in mind. You're going through some gradual but radical change. That's happening with that full moon. And I told you to pay attention to that Aquarius, Leo part of your story. Anyway, full moon in Aquarius. We're in Leo season. We have that new moon in Leo. Everything is building up. Okay. And I really, really want you to take this home. All right. I really want this to hit home. The fact that you've got, Mars in your sign is such a big deal. You're going to feel that, right? Just feel that drive. But as part of that air trine with Uranus and Gemini, Pluto and Aquarius, I mean, there's this big pull for you in particular this week. And honestly, for the next into September. Yeah. It's going to be big. You're going to be pulled through the collective. What can I do for the collective? How can I contribute to the collective? What is, my karmic journey? All these big questions coming up before we even get to your birthday season. Yeah. So a lot of karmic energy this week. Let's get started though. I mean, you definitely have fire in your belly. I see what's going on for y'all. Y'all are really good. Monday on August 11th. Remember, we've got Saturn sextile Uranus. This is, so rare. Okay. Remember, you've been feeling this. This is fire and air, by the way. So you blend well with this. Okay. It's happening at 1 degree, that degree of new beginnings. This is the perfection. So remember, you've been feeling this. You've been getting a taste of it. And this is it's years long. Okay. But this is the big peak. And we're going to have another big peak later. But remember, it's a sextile, so it's a window of opportunity to help you thrive and prosper. And remember, you have Saturn in Aries. You've got Uranus and Gemini. That's hitting your 7th and your 9th. But, Saturn natively rules your 4th. So what does this even mean for you? Partnerships and relationships. You're going to have big breakthroughs. You're going to have big changes here. And there's almost this spiritual quest in terms of it, all right? As well as contracts. And when I say partnerships and relationships, it can be career. It can be love. Yeah. Just think one-on-one. It could be with your, a new agent that you sign on because y'all about to get really famous. And I'm going to explain why. We're talking Chris Hemsworth famous. A lot of y'all for what y'all do. All right. We'll get to that in a second, but just know that consider this, they're two outer planets, right? So they move a little bit slower, meaning this is long. So this is moving you in a certain direction. All right. And you're still going to have big breakthroughs here in your 9th house. Okay. And again, this is going to be, I just feel like you're going to have a lot more fun. Yeah. With Uranus and Gemini, Uranus being the modern ruler of Aquarius that rules your 5th. There's something here. It's very enlightening for you. There's a spiritual growth, a spiritual expansion, your perspective changing, you seeing the big picture. It's all about your life purpose right now, Libra. Yeah? It's a big time for you. Please take advantage of this. I've told you, take inspired action for what you want, where you want to be by February 2026. Okay. Now, Saturn sextile Uranus. Remember, we haven't had this since 1996. Okay. That last time. Yeah. Atlanta Olympics. Yeah. I saw some people running on a track. I went to one of them. Yeah. I'm from Atlanta. But here's the other thing. We actually did have Venus square Saturn in Aries back in 1996 too. So truly there may be some themes from around 96 that come up for you regarding partnerships and relationships. Anyway, just remember Saturn sextile Uranus, part of the prison portal that I've been talking about. Saturn conjunct Neptune in Aries, which, by the way, is at 1 degree. Is really strong. I'm telling you, August is strong. Okay. Again, that's in your 7th house. So partnerships, relationships, contracts, legal matters, marriage, all of that. Big energy for you. Okay. And then it's sextiling Uranus and Gemini, sextiling Pluto and Aquarius. and Uranus is trining Pluto. So there's a pyramid right there. And remember, it's years long, but there's peaks. We're here. All right. And so, like I said, that Aquarius story is not done for you with this full moon. We are in Leo season with that new moon in Leo. And I've talked about this, and this is one of the major reasons I really want you to take action now. I've been telling you to take action this summer for where you want to be, right? For every week, just so you actually do it by February 2026, because of this Leo story, this Aquarius story. I've told you next year, North Node moves into Aquarius, South Node moves into Leo. February 2026 is the big reset, the Saturn-Neptune conjunction, 0 degrees. We've never experienced that. It's a great reset, modern human history, but it's happening 3 days after the new moon solar eclipse in Aquarius. February's big. That new moon that you just had in Leo, in your 11th house of your future hopes, long-term goals, wishes, dreams, support system, community, groups. Just think groups. That happened a few weeks ago. The corresponding full moon will be in February 2026. And you see Mercury's going direct. Yeah, it's still going to stay in Leo and then leave. Yeah, September 1st. But guess what's going into Leo? At the end of the month, Venus, your ruler. And so when I say that Leo story is not done, again, your 11th house of your future hopes, long-term goals, commitments, dreams, all of that, you've got a lot happening for you, Libra. All right. Now, the other thing that I should probably tell you is that just remember that what this is doing, by the way, if like I've talked about this, but just real quickly, you're going to be experiencing new change, structured change at Saturn, right? And breakthroughs in your, great awakening. Yeah. And remember, Saturn's retrograde. So this is a lot of it's you developing this, inner wisdom, having greater discipline and authority. That's what Saturn is. But spend time asking yourself, recognizing really any limitations that you're putting on yourself when it comes to partnerships, when it comes to relationships. That's, Saturn's here. All right. And so you just had that Mars Saturn opposition. All right. So just think you're going through new traditions, new. Yeah. Out with the old, in with the new. Okay. Complete revolution. You're going to be feeling it. Next month we have eclipses. Yeah, Libra. So again, everything's changing for you. All right. So don't resist the change. Don't resist the change. Uranus is helping you free your mind, okay? For you to be your authentic self through all these circumstances and experiences you're going through. Just don't resist the change. And you can't hold on to the past anymore. And that's belief systems, patterns, habits, lifestyles. There's a new you, a new world, a new earth, a new era that's happening. Okay. It's a big time. So Monday, really big. And then actually you will have the moon conjunct the North Node in Pisces that day. I'll tell you about that later. That's it's just very spiritual for you. Now, Tuesday, August 12th, speaking of Chris Hemsworth, it is his birthday. I noticed that he's got Venus conjunct Jupiter. Viola Davis has it, born on this day. They have it on their birthday. Wow. Insane. So Venus conjunct Jupiter happening in Cancer at 14 degrees. Remember, this is rare. Once a year. It's our annual gift from the universe. I talked about this in length in your monthly forecast. This is humongous, okay? Because it is in your 10th house of fame and career. And if you're not here for career, it's just it's very public facing. So it's your image, it's your reputation, how you want to be perceived, okay? If you want to be perceived as, the best person who can carry the most bunnies in your gated community, there you go. That's where you're putting your energy. But here, that's what I'm saying is the 10th house. You got all this Leo energy in your 11th house. Big. All right. So honors, achievements, recognition, just social status, leadership, all of that is here for you. Now, I'm going to tell you a few things I did not tell you in your monthly forecast. Last month, remember, we had no Jupiter aspects. And then Jupiter, remember, is a 12-year cycle. So when you think back to 2013, Venus conjuncting Jupiter, it skipped Cancer. It skipped Cancer. You didn't get this 12 years ago. All right. The same way that it's skipping Gemini. So, we had the Jupiter Venus conjunction in Aries and Taurus, skipped Gemini, went straight to Cancer. All right. So, very interesting how that works out. And I can explain it later. But here's the thing. Think back to 2001 to 2003. How good was your life when it came to career, fame, public recognition, honors, achievements, everything that 10th house represents? And, Jupiter, Venus is your ruler. So you're really going to feel this. But Jupiter natively rules your 6, right? And so that is work too. Everybody, it's for all of Libra Nation, work, career, profession, all of that's really amplified here. All right. Now I'm going to tell you some really good news, more good news on top of this good news. Not only do we have it today on this Tuesday, we're going to have it again next year. So there's a lot of reasons why, and I'm not going to go into it, but it gets really technical. But we have Jupiter conjunct Venus in Cancer again, August 2026. That's at 25 degrees. But either way, this you have for 2 years. So when I say you're about to go through a huge glow up when it comes to all that 10th house matter, career and fame, and your reputation, how you want to be perceived, all your public image, all of that, huge, major. Okay? The only conjunction of the month too. Now, the third reason why you're really going to feel this is because it's actually a triple conjunction. You got Venus, you got Jupiter, and you got the fixed star Sirius all aligned at 14 degrees. Sirius is the brightest star in the sky, the dog star, right? The star of wealth and fame and success. So do you see how out of all the signs, the way it's aligning in your 10th house that represents all of that? Libra, you better come on. I want to be your friend after this. So here's the other thing. Spiritual growth is going to be really strong too as well. But, through your material world, your physical world, you're going to feel that this is a triple conjunction that's all about, it's Venus and Jupiter, first of all. So it's all about love and relationships and abundance and good fortune and expansion and wisdom and blessings. This is so amplified in ways that you couldn't believe. Because remember, Jupiter is exalted in Cancer where it does its best. Come on. This is prosperity. This is lucky breaks. A lot of home and family energy that's still happening, as well as finances. It's Venus. Venus isn't just love. Venus is money. Yeah, with Jupiter, that's all about expansion and profit. With Sirius, the wealth star, I am being dead serious about Sirius. This is going to be big. So this is, heaven on earth. Okay. Please use this. I want you to consider it a seeding point. Okay. Launch something, do something new. If you're single, what? This is your window. This is your window. And again, this carries. All right. Like I said, not just a year, 2 years. This is carrying 2 years for you. Oh my goodness. You've got to take inspired action though. You can't just sit and wait. You got to make things happen. So go meet people, go do things, okay? There's sensuality, there's luxury, there's pleasure, there's opulence all around this. And it's so special that we get to experience it. Like I said, this is rare. So see how things play out, okay? Especially even the first week, this week. But even the first, 2 weeks, again, think of it as a seeding point. I always say when you plant a seed, you can't expect a tree the next day. But with something like this, some of y'all can. Okay? Some of y'all can. It just depends on your frequency. Okay? And your birth chart, to be honest, as well. But there's so much happening here because remember, you've got Uranus with Saturn. You got so many other aspects that are happening. You got Mars in your sign. You're feeling driven anyway. All right. So here's your golden buzzer right here. I love this. I absolutely love this for you. I'm very excited for you, Libra. I'm very excited for you. Now, the other thing is that, and we'll talk more about in the second spread. I'll tell you a little bit more about Sirius. Well, we talked about the fixed stars and the asteroids and planetoids and lunations. Juno, by the way, like I said, your asteroid, Juno, Zeus's wife, Jupiter's wife. It depends on, it's Greek, Roman, the mythology. But anyway, that's how big of a deal Juno is. Your asteroid, so Juno is all about truth and justice and balance of power in relationships. Equality, right? In relationships, marriage, again, contracts, legal matters, everything that you represent. And Juno is in Scorpio and your second house of money. So when you throw Juno in, Juno, who will be trining your North Node this week, we'll talk about the second spread. Now, okay, who, by the way, and oh my gosh, Libra, if you're a cross watcher, if you watch your rising or your moon, okay, or for your husband or for your granddaughter, your neighbor, Timmy, all the cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, and you are going to feel this the most. You're going to benefit the most. Yeah? All the cardinals. All right? Now, if you know your natal chart, your birth chart, if you have any planets between 12 to 16 degrees in any of those signs, you will feel it the most. Okay? Especially in Cancer. Look at the Cancer area of your chart. All right. Now, same day, Mercury's going to go direct. Amazing. At 4 degrees. Remember, Mercury's going direct, but still staying in Leo. And so I told you, oh my goodness, when Mercury goes direct, like a bullet train, hit the ground running, like you're going to feel this. Okay. Everything that you felt held back on, things are going to move. Things are going to move really fast now. All right. And speaking of which, because you have Mars in your sign, I'm looking back and I actually want you to think back to December 19th to the 25th, or even April 28th to the 30th of this year. Okay. And that's because Mars was retrograde in Leo at 4 degrees. And then April 28th to the 30th, Mars went direct in Leo at 4 degrees. And so Mercury's kind of like carrying the energy of Mars at that time. So just think about what happened with friendships, groups you belong to, all of that, right? Your future hopes, wishes, dreams. Oh, there's movement now. Especially with Mars in your sign. You're good, Libra. It's like I don't even have to do your you're good. Like you're really good. Okay. And it feels like some course correction there too as well. Okay. So, and the thing about 4 degrees, by the way, what really makes that special is that, hey, it's happening at the same day as Venus conjuncting Jupiter in Cancer. You got Venus, your ruler, in Cancer. 4 degrees is the Cancer degree. So it's a cardinal degree. Like you really identify with that 4 degree. But it's really nice because 4, is all about stability and building that foundation. And even if you want to go back to the days of Pythagoras, right? 4 was the order of the universe. Okay. And of course, the moon rules Cancer. There's 4 phases of the moon. I mean, we're talking synchronicity, y'all. This is going to be it's the thing, because I'm looking at what's happening for you on Tuesday and Wednesday. The moon will be in Aries. All right. Again, your 7th house, partnerships and relationships. Therefore, the moon in Aries will conjunct Saturn, will conjunct Neptune. We'll meet up with Chiron. We'll meet up with Ceres. We'll meet up with even Eris, Mars' sister. Yeah. Big time for you. The sun is going to trine the moon. Yeah. Big glow up in partnerships, relationships, contracts, legal matters this entire week. That's how excited I am. And it is like, you are going to have the sun trine the moon. That's optimism. That's you feeling just spirited and entrepreneurial. It's that pioneering spirit. And there is going to be, when you get the sun trine moon like that, it's a great indicator of opportunities, especially when you have Venus conjunct Jupiter. And even you creating those opportunities for yourself. But anyway, again, Juno in the mix is, and she's going to be trining Venus too. Anyway, Thursday, August 14th, you got Mercury sextile Mars, 4 degrees. Remember, Mars is in your sign. Okay. So I talked about this in your monthly forecast in detail. Let's just remember, this is rare. When Mercury sextile Mars, quick. One day you feel it, 2 days tops. Yeah, they're fast moving planets. But again, what makes this interesting is that when Mercury goes direct, And even before Mercury just hovers at that 4-degree point. That's why I'm making a big deal about this 4-degree point. Yeah. And alluding to like Mars retrograde in Leo, etc. for you. I want you to look back at those dates I gave you. But that's why this is so fascinating, because yeah, it's quick, but here they're perfecting not only this day, they're going to perfect again on the 18th, meaning they're together in this sextile, this window of opportunity for you for nearly 10 days when it's normally like 2-day stops. This is fascinating. This is fascinating. You have Mars in your sign, sextiling Mercury, communication, messages. He's the messenger, Hermes, and your 11th house of your future hopes, wishes, and dreams, and your social network. I want you to be networking. You're going to be hearing a lot's going to be happening, but it's also Mercury. So Mercury's a mind, right? So you're going to be very quick and clever, and you're going to be having all this focus on love and creative projects. Yeah. Your authentic self shining. You still got the spotlight. We're still in Leo season. Yeah. Big focus on marriage and partnerships and, business partners and contracts, exchanging vows of love. Yeah. Proposals, going steady with someone, negotiations and writing projects, pitching, flirting even. Yeah. Networking is just a big thing here because you're going to be very persuasive. You're going to be feeling your purpose. There's a sense of committing to commitments and being direct and honest with Mars in your sign and being you. Yeah. Travel, very possible here with friends, with groups. You might be really funny too, Libra. Yeah. Around this time, a lot of comedians, they tend to have, they have like Sarah Silverman, David Spade. They have Mercury sextile Mars. Because it's that quick-witted energy. It's that, yeah, but it does so much here. So much. Be social. Please be social. Remember, your ruler is Venus. She wants you to be social. Therefore, any Libra just innately is social. So go be social. Go, to a party at Walmart where they're giving out free bananas. Who cares? Just be social around this time. You got 10 days. Yeah. Now, who's going to feel this most? Well, it's going to be the air signs and the fire signs. That would be you, Gemini, Aquarius, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If you have any planets 2 to 6 degrees, any of those signs. Yeah, really great. Now, Friday, August 15th, you have Venus. So you've got Venus. Remember, Venus is in Cancer, trining the North Node. And the North Node is in Pisces. And this is actually more than that. This is what we would call like a nodal channel. Remember last month we had Venus square the nodes? Well, now she's like, ooh, I feel bad about that. I'm going to do this great thing for you where Venus is trining the North Node, sextiling the South Node. So this is so significant. Again, a lot of work, a lot of your daily activities, your responsibilities, your lifestyle, everything's changing. Everything's changing. And there's something fated here. And remember, Juno, your asteroid is trining the North Node for a good chunk of the week. We'll talk about it in the second spread. You're going to have change. You're going to have change. Because on this Friday, the moon will be in Taurus. Meaning Jupiter, exalted in Cancer, is going to sextile the moon that's exalted in Taurus. Yeah? And Venus is Taurus's ruler. And the moon is Cancer's. So you got this mutual reception. And there's something truly destined for you here. And to be honest, everyone's going to feel this. It's everyone. But I would say, because it hits all the modalities. But honestly, you know what? Everyone's just going to feel that one. So let's get started. Let me remove this bigger whiteboard. Libra Nation. Oh, my goodness. Y'all crack me up. Okay, so I got to look at... Okay, so I got to do that. And then I have to do this. And then, okay. This is, yeah. Hopefully, and I think that, like I said, my new computer is coming today. Libra. Oh, look at those cards. Those flipped over. We're going to take a look at those. We're going to take a look at those. Universe wanted you to hear that or see that, but you will hear it when I talk about it. Libra, okay, let's get started. Libra, Sun, Moon, and Rising for August 11th to the 17th. Libra. I missed y'all. How are y'all doing, Libra Nation? What you? I don't even know what to say. I don't even know what to say. I mean, there's going to be big changes. I would even say, just to give you a heads up, really pay attention. Like, there's going to be a big focus on health and wellness for you. And yeah, upstairs too, okay? Because, you know, you got the South Node in Virgo and the 12th. And I'm talking about next month in September. So I'm just going to give you a little heads up because it is eclipse season right before we go into your birthday season. And there are some bonkers things happening around that time, Libra. I do a traditional Celtic cross spread, offers the best overview, especially for a weekly reading. If we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. You know I love y'all too. All right, so let's get started. Oh my gosh. I'm not in Aries, but you're going to get a... I'm like speechless. I don't know what to I don't know what to say. I'm sorry. This is Uranus on my ascendant. I promise you, Uranus on my ascendant, it changes you, right? Oh my gosh. Might have to edit that out. Okay, so I like you're good. You know that. You're great. You're legendary. I told you this is gonna be your week. This is gonna be your week. Okay? Look at this. Look at oh my goodness. It's going to be very significant. As you can see, you got all major arcana court cards. You got that 10 of Pentacles right in the heart of your spread. You got the King of Wands. Yeah. You're not messing around anymore. You're like, I'm climbing my way up. I don't care what it takes, but I'm going to make sure that it is effortless. Okay? I'm going to sit in this throne. This guy's got so much passion. This is the King of Wands. This is the epitome of fire. That's Wands. Okay? This is... When I say you got fire in your belly, you got fire in your belly. And a lot of y'all are in a place where you are getting recognized. You're also in a place where you're finally having a lot more fun because you have gotten maybe like that promotion. You started a business or something here that's like, oh, okay, this is working out. This is really great for me. He can't sit still. It's a king that leans out of his throne. He's got so much energy. He's Leo, by the way, the King of Wands. Very entrepreneurial energy here. But remember, that Leo story, I told you, it's going, okay, into September. Your 11th house of your future hopes, which is long-term goals and dreams. A lot of them are coming to fruition now, okay? Remember, always vibrate at that high frequency, okay? This is transformation, true transformation. He's not sitting here from Succession. He worked his way up. That's, you know, when you work for something, the harder you work for something, when you achieve it, when you get it, it feels so much better. It feels so good. And y'all been going through some stuff. So I really love this for you because, hello, heart of your spread, okay? You got the 10 of Pentacles. This is this is like kingdom come, your kingdom come, okay? So like I said, you got a lot of home, family, relationships, all of that, money, everything, right? You see the Pentacles here falling from the heavens. And the form of the tree of life, the only card in tarot where you see this, okay? This is prosperity. I told you about that triple conjunction, Venus, Jupiter, and Sirius. Yeah? Look how big that castle is. You got a lot of home family stuff. Again, I said Saturn natively rules your fourth. And so you got but this is really great. But again, remember what I said even with just Sirius, like, coming into your, like, it's that spiritual growth, that personal growth within your physical realm, within that material world. So there's something within, it's not just like, let's say there's a difference between you going off for 2 weeks in the Himalayas and doing like a meditation retreat and you just in your normal life through the experiences that you have where you're growing spiritually through that. Okay. You're ascending. Things are changing too. Look at all this abundance. I can't even, you got the death card in your challenge area. 2 things here. There's going to be change. And like I said from the very beginning, don't resist change. Okay. That's your big, don't resist any change. Work with it, adapt with it. But most of all, create it so you're one step ahead of Uranus. Like I'm trying to be. I feel like I'm in a Final Destination Part 8 or something. Like Uranus is always around the corner every day. You know that. But anyway, the other thing is a lot of you are coming out of something because look at what's happening here. When you have death in your challenge area, remember I'm going to show you something here. You see the king here. So you got the king of wands, right? So you see the king here laying on the ground with his crown knocked off. Yeah. He tried to resist. He tried to resist the death, the knight here, right? You got to accept, like the bishop. They're accepting this change. You see the sun come out on the horizon. Just don't resist any change. And also create it for yourself. Okay, create these changes for yourself. And remember, this is a process. The death card is a transitional process. Your life is changing. Okay. Second thing is, yeah, a lot of y'all are coming out of it. These big changes that may have already happened, or you will feel it this week. And that's the sweet part. Okay. And so that's an energy that's coming through. I mean, you got to look at your entire spread. Look, you got justice, your card, and your crown. Makes sense. Makes total sense. Mars in your sign. Okay. Mars in your sign. Justice. And the Hierophant. I can't make this up. Look how similar the cards are. Look at their stances. Look at the columns, the great columns of wisdom. Yeah. I told you got Uranus and Gemini. That's really activated this month. And your ninth house of spirituality and your belief system. And the ninth house is the law. It is the courts. Okay. And so, yeah, there really may be some legal matters here. And marriage, like I said. And it could be even someone in your family, okay? Or it could be, I don't know, your son brings home someone like, Mom, this is Valerie. We're going to get married. Like things like that. Uranus can bring surprises too. But again, if you're not here for marriage, there could be something here with something that you're signing. But look at the Hierophant just in the root of your spread. Just all this wisdom wants to come out, and you're absorbing it, and you are becoming a big leader. I mean, you got the Judge, you got the Hierophant, and he's a spiritual leader. That's what Saturn wants you to be right now, right? Saturn in Aries, Neptune in Aries, right? That conjunction, that spiritual warrior, that, role model, that compassionate hero, visionary, all of that. You're good. You're good. I think that there is, a lot of y'all are going to be signing things, or there's going to be contracts, or there's going to be even marriage certificates and things like that. Things are really great. Things are really great. Yeah, a lot of home family stuff, a lot of relationship stuff, a lot of work stuff, career stuff, money. You just see everything here, but in this powerful way. Look at, you got these three really strong leaders. And I talked about the cardinal activations that's happening this month. Look at your August forecast. Anyway, really love that. Okay, so just absorb any of those spiritual downloads. But it does feel like what you're going to be experiencing this week, a lot of it's just coming out that inner wisdom. Okay, you got the two. Remember, like I said, gray and tarot is wisdom, right? And these are the columns that you heard of, Solomon's temple. You heard of the wisdom of Solomon, so they're from Solomon's temple. But anyway, you're good. You're good. There's the Empress in your future. You're just moving into more abundance, coming from that Ten of Pentacles. So there's this next stage for you that's all about abundance. But it's more than that. This is the Empress. This is your soul glorified. You see the symbol of Venus in her stone-shaped heart. Venus is your ruler. This is love and money. And she holds that golden scepter. It creates all this richness. Anything she touches turns to gold. But this is also just sensuality, sexuality, motherhood, love, super conscious love. So much passion here. You're going through a lot. You got a lot to expect. She's pregnant. Okay, so just saying, some of y'all gonna be having babies. Remember, there's that expansion in the home for y'all, okay? Or grandkids, or, things like that, right? But you can, birth of new things, creation, creative projects, yeah? Oh my gosh, 3, that's what it is. That's amazing. You're good. You're absolutely good. Let's get to your stuff. I don't even know what to say. You got me speechless. Libra Nation. That's okay. I want to. This thing, it always turn. Okay. Anyway, if you like this reading, would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on, Libra. Come on. Have you gotten a spread like this? Come on. You know I love y'all. All right, so you can't even make this up. I'm gonna give you a world twirl. I'm gonna you saw my Venus flytrap. I'm gonna show you anyway. I don't even know what to say. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. You got all court cards, all major arcana. Other than that 10 of Pentacles, but that 10 of Pentacles may as well be one, right? It's so significant. You're ascending. You're ascending. There's this appreciation and gratitude. It seems like you're going to be going through this week in terms of what you have in your material world. But then you got the Page of Wands as well. Oh my gosh. Go. Dream big. Go after everything you want. A lot of creative energy with the Page of Wands. He's so inspired. Feel inspired. But there, again, another nod to something very new happening for you. And a lot of it is because you're the ones who took that. There's so much confidence here. And there's so much authority here. Okay? You're coming into that. Hold on to that energy. You got that star. I just told you got a million things happening in terms of your future hopes, your wishes, your long-term goals and dreams. And then you got the star, which that is everything that represents here, because you've got Mercury in Leo. Venus is going to move into Leo soon. You just came out of that new moon in Leo. Leo rules your 11th house. Aquarius is a native ruler of the 11th house, right? This card is attributed to Aquarius, okay? And so there is a sense of like freeing yourself and a lot of wisdom here, a lot of healing here as well. Next week, yeah, we have a lot of Chiron aspects that we're going to talk about. You're going to go through a lot of that, by the way, okay? Because we are moving into Virgo season, and right off the bat with a new moon in Virgo, that's your 12th house. We'll talk about it later, but that's very spiritual, okay? Amazing. Okay, there's this growth. Everything in your world is growing, coming with that Empress. Look at that. You see the golden wheat here, this new crop. Yeah, so again, just think new. All these things that you're passionate about, all these new things that are about to shape in your life in this abundant way, fueled by the star, where you see the water bear pouring onto the land as well. There's that fertility, that growth, that fertility, the pomegranates on her ground, things growing for you. I said Venus conjunct Jupiter, a seeding point for you. I can't even. You got the Hermit as well. Yeah, go deep. Yeah, look at what it's doing for you. Look at what it's doing for you. And I told you gray and it's all gray here. It's all gray. This is what happens when you do that introspection, when you go deep, when you even do that soul searching. He's got that lantern light. He's climbed the mountain. He wants to see his future. He wants to know what's next. He knows the light's inside him, though. Okay? That lantern light, you only see so far. You got to go within. But stay grounded in the present. But, oh my goodness, you got judgment in your final outcome. Your life is changing. And when you got Uranus and Gemini having all these aspects, yeah? All these, I mean, when I talk about like Saturn sextile Uranus, come on, Uranus and Gemini in your 9th house, spirituality, your belief system. Again, big picture. You got judgment, which is this huge spiritual awakening. So you've got a lot of spiritual stuff here. It's this spirituality that's shaping your world. So it's honestly this self-belief, this confidence. You've got to believe in yourself. All right? It seems like you really do. Okay? You are feeling confident with Mars in your sign. Okay? But you're good. And then look at this. Remember those two cards popped out? You got the Four of Wands, the card of, look, guess what they're doing, right? I told you marriage and commitments and partnerships and even just big career moments. This is a card of milestones and celebration. But again, there is a lot of just, look at what's happening here. This sense of, you know, going after something that's really inspiring you. You're just really compelled by just changing your life, okay? Wands are all about, yes, career, profession, things like that, enterprise, but also just what are you ambitious about? What do you feel in your bones? You've got judgment, just all this freeness, freedom, the Empress, the star, wearing no clothes, that water bear, that I can express myself. I don't have to hide anything. You were good. They're outside of the castle anyway. You're good. All right. Now, you do have that Eight of Swords. Just don't resist change. Okay. And don't block yourself off from the things that you got to see. Okay. And it's not even like, I don't want you to see it as like, oh no, that like, no, that's good that it came out. There's something I got to tell you. Like, okay, work on this and work on this. Yeah. Just remember, there's going to be a lot of changes that are happening, not only in your external world, but internally. And you see that here. Like, you can't make it up happening for you. Okay? You're good. Look at this. Like, I've never, you have to admit, this is rare. This is absolutely rare for a rare week, for the luckiest week that affects all the cardinal signs of most. And you are just like, you're good, Libra. I'm very excited for you, Libra. Next week, well, let me see what's going. Oh gosh, I can't. Okay, so yeah. All right. So next week. Oh, second spread. Yes, we're gonna. There's some things I got to tell you. Remember, North Node really active. Juno, your asteroid. Jupiter's wife, very active. So many other things. I do want to. There's some other stuff happening for you. We'll talk about it in the second spread, and it just brings so much more clarity. But there's definitely gonna be some fated events we're gonna talk about. Okay, tier 3 members, you know where to find the link. Anyone is welcome to join. Really good. And legendary members, my foot stuck on and Libra. Yeah, so next week, yes, we move into Virgo season. We have that new moon, but we do have a lot of Chiron aspects. So again, Chiron is in Aries as well. Partnerships, relationships, all of that. Okay. So Libra, y'all are amazing. Thank you so much. If you like this reading, would be great if you subscribe, leave comments, tell me what's going on, take a screenshot, do what you gotta do. This is bonkers. It's bonkers. I can't even all right, you're amazing. All right, Libra, thanks so much. I will see you next week. Bye bye.